It is April 22nd, 2023. Day late on my weekly check-in here. But of course, if you're watching this, this is way after anyway, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, day late because just stuff crazy busy this past week. Kind of with just real life career stuff. So we have performance reviews and that kind of thing at Microsoft right now in my org. So that's just been a lot going on in the past week for that. And on top of that, I'm on call. I'm actually on call right this moment, so it's been pretty quiet. But when you have stuff like that coming up, even during the week, it can really derail what you're focused on. So I at the beginning of this week, that's now ended. I put out on YouTube like, hey, like I'm for the first time this year, like I'm behind on content. It sucks. And I wasn't in a position to put videos together for this past week, and then because it's like a pipeline, right? I have not recorded anything yet for this week coming up, so a bit of a 2 week break almost for long form content. I'm in Heinz, like I don't know, I'm kind of disappointed in myself for it because I could have better prepared, but at the same time, um, it's real life, right? This is not, I mean, at this point it's not, and I don't know if it will be in the future, but it's not my livelihood. I truly do need to focus on my career, my relationship, my health, like all that kind of stuff, and truly this is second, so I need to, prioritize things that way. So kind of sucks, but it's just the reality. I did do a pretty good job with staying on top of short form content, so I can't beat myself up too much. And I have some ideas kind of brewing for the longer form stuff, so that'll be good. And unfortunately, the same thing kind of happened with blogs. Blogs actually take more time to put together than a video. I mean, the editing for a video adds up in time, but coming up with how to write the blog and the topic, I feel like it might not even be more time necessarily, but it feels like it's a lot more involved, like from a mental capacity perspective. And I'm not gonna just like, hey, ChatGPT, write me a blog and then dump out like tons of stupid stuff. I have absolutely used ChatGPT to kind of frame up skeletons for blogs, and then even if it writes pieces, I'm just like, cool, thanks for the idea. Like, let me blow away this section and rewrite it. So that helps. Got to get back in the groove, but I kind of got to be realistic with myself. Give myself this past week and this week coming up. Probably I'll start catching up and trying to pump out some content for the week after or later in the week. So that's the reality of it. So what else have been going on? Meal coach stuff. Still programming lots. For me, that's really cool. I love being in a spot where I can um, feel like I'm really kind of gelling in the code, right? Being able to just put I don't actually, I was going to say put my headphones on and get down to it. I actually don't really program the music anymore. Maybe I should get back into that. But really just kind of, head down and start writing code. I love it. It's really fun. So that's been good. What I'm working on right now in Meal Coach is doing Fitbit synchronization. So started looking at the APIs for that, just for context and why, like why Fitbit out of nowhere, right? It's a meal planning app. Um, why Fitbit? So currently I'm using a coach for myself personally in my bodybuilding, and the side effect of that is that I want to be a user of Meal Coach so that I can iterate on it and kind of deliver on features that I want to have. And because my coach currently will control my diet, I actually can't use the meal planning portion of this effectively. It's kind of weird. My coach actually gives me foods, not like eat this recipe kind of thing. He'll give me foods, not even macros. So I would have to go um, basically deconstruct, and I could do this, it's not actually that hard, but I could go deconstruct the foods he's given me, get the macros, put the macros into Meal Coach and have it generate stuff for me. I could do that, but the overhead of me week over week just trying to like deconstruct the macros and how they've shifted is kind of lame. And could I go code that into Meal Coach? Sure. I just don't think it's actually like a realistic use case. So anyway, I'm trying to look at some of the other things that I want, and I am narcoleptic, unfortunately, and I'm very interested in my sleep. Um, so I have a Fitbit, I have a Google Hub that like Google Home, whatever, I don't know what it is, aimed at my body when I sleep and collect all that sleep data. And I'm using Meal Coach every single day to record my weight because I actually do need that when working with my current coach. Um, and I was thinking like I don't look at my Fitbit sleep data. Like I want to collect it all so that when I want to invest a bit more time to refine my sleep habits and stuff like that, I have data. And I was thinking like because I open up Meal Coach every day, put my weight in, and I have a weight chart. Can I show it quick? One sec. Start kind of doing this on the fly here, obviously, and I don't edit these videos, but yeah, I don't know if it'll focus properly, but you can kind of see it, right? How do I hold this? You can see maybe there's a yeah, there it is, right? There's a weight chart. Um, and so I use this every day, put my weight in just to get the trend because it's the only thing I can really use right now. And I was like, man, you know what would be really cool if I had my Fitbit sleep data just dropped on the screen there and had it graphed out, and I was like, that would be super awesome. I already have to go into this app to go enter my weight. Why not check out how my sleep's been going? So I said, I'm curious. Let me go look into it. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff from the Fitbit API. So I was talking with the other engineer and said, like, I don't think this is like a priority necessarily, but I know that it's something I'm going to use. Um, we've talked about how we track different data. That sounds wrong. How we want to be able to let users track like the metrics that they're interested in for their health. Obviously, your weight is one thing you could do. We talked about sleep, so this is another example of that. You could have like I don't know, like if you have a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, you could talk about like the calories burned and maybe input that. Just like different metrics that we can put in because at the end of your week, when you're doing your check-in for the week, being able to use all of that data to come up with recommendations for the goals that people want to hit, that's really going to be feeding what we believe is our core value prop. So anyway, it might be like premature to be focused on Fitbit, let's say, but the way I look at it is like until we're having users onboarding and giving us feedback, which I'll touch on in just a sec, I'm like, this is something I know I want. I want it. Would we want it at some point in the future? Probably. So let me just invest some time to get it up and running. Last part to that was just about users. I have to work with our product manager a little bit more and the other engineer to come up with a bit more of a strategy. Because we almost 3 weeks ago, maybe just two and a half or something now, we were like, okay, yeah, we're at a state we want to get users back on and trying it. Um, we haven't done a push for that. It's not going to happen passively, so we have to actually be very active and drive traffic with outreach and things like that. So, got to sync up with them and say like, look, we're not doing it, so we got to start doing it, or else it's just not going to happen magically. But yeah, I think we're at a cool spot because once we have people using it, I think that we are very effective um, at that feedback loop. Get the user feedback, kind of decipher it into not just implement the solution they're asking for. It's like actually understand their challenges and then we come up with the solutions for the direction we want to go. Um, we've worked together a lot on this kind of stuff, and I think you don't have to be cocky. I think we're very good at it. We're very good at working together. So it'll be exciting to be in that position. Last thing on Meal Coach, we met with the other team that I was talking about that's got something complimentary going on. We're going to follow up with them. I think it was a really interesting conversation, pretty good. Um, I Not a ton of new information for me because I was kind of the liaison between the teams. Is that French? Um, kind of getting some of those conversations going early. So I think the challenge that we're looking at from an integration perspective is like certainly a lot of complementary pieces. And if we ask ourselves like on the meal coach side, if we stopped everything we were doing and we could snap our fingers and have the functionality they're talking about, like would we go like is that something that we would want and actually we should go pivot and make sure that we have? And it's interesting because like we're not necessarily convinced that's the case. And if it was like when we were reflecting, we're like, well, why haven't we pivoted to go do it then? If we think it's as valuable as we're imagining, and it's like it's kind of a bit of a gut check. Um, which so that's not to say like there's no opportunity there, we can't work together, whatever. It's more just like for me personally, I love collaborating. I love being able to work with people because I think more people coming together is just when you have good people coming together that are passionate about building stuff, it's like it's hard to, in my opinion, hard to go wrong. But we have to figure out like what does that actually look like, and we don't just want to start trying to force things, and then we're derailing both of our projects. So I think we just need a bit more thought. We got to meet up with them again, but that's status of that. So it's meal coach. Talked a little bit about work, content stuff I got to catch up on. That'll be this week. Um, I think that's mostly it. Otherwise, I would just say like, um, I don't know. I'm pretty happy right now. Life. My life in general is like, a lot of work. My relationship. I think I've mentioned probably on these like cars for sure. So kind of have things in progress with the car. Things aren't perfect, but balls rolling. That's cool. Kind of a bit of renewed energy for bodybuilding and stuff. It's something that I've kind of done on the side, not certainly not professionally, but it's something I'm very interested in. I've like competed once kind of thing, so I have been on a stage to do it. But I love the lifestyle of it. The challenge, the sort of the regiment, the schedule of having like, you're kind of setting yourself up to incrementally improve. Really like that. Um, yeah, I've been happy that got friends at the gym. I'm not very outgoing, but I've been able to meet a few people um, that are they're pretty inspiring for me. And I don't know if they know it or not, so that's cool. But um, yeah, I think for me that's been recently like just this renewed like I don't know if it's passion, like a renewed passion. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but something between passion and inspiration by from the few people that I met recently and getting to see them get to work. Mentoring. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm helping someone, mentoring them, kind of guiding them in some of their fitness journey, and seeing this person actually like take the feedback, trying to improve. I don't know, I probably have like not quite like 20 years of maybe like 15 to 18 years of lifting and being in the gym um, on this person. So it's really cool that they're taking the feedback, and I can see like in a short amount of time like improvements, whether it's posing or strength and like how their form is for exercises. And it's just a reminder to me, like, um, I like helping people for engineering and, programming and stuff like that. That's my job. And I'm passionate about that. But I'm also passionate about bodybuilding. Not professionally. I know I'm not going to be a Mr. Olympia kind of thing, but it's just again, like I said, it's being able to see this person put in the effort, put in the consistency, you know, whining a whole bunch because it's challenging, but still doing it right and then doing it well. Um, it's just such a good reminder that it's like you know, as someone who's in a position where you can mentor or help, you put a little bit in for you, right? Like it's minimal effort for me, and I enjoy it. And having someone that is responsive to that kind of stuff, and um, even if they're going to complain, but they're still going to take the advice and put in the effort, it's like, man, you do a little and a lot comes out. It's just really cool. So um, I just wanted to kind of mention that on this video because I talk a lot, like obviously, this is for software engineering and programming, but these little clips about my life and stuff too, like um, where does the energy come from, the passion? Like, of course, there's going to be days where I'm like, I don't want to program anything, I don't want to look at a computer, it's life, it happens. Um, but it's nice to have these other dimensions and facets to our life where you can actually draw some extra energy from. So, in this particular case, that's been, I'm very thankful for this person, just kind of being in this position where I can mentor and guide, whatever, however you want to call it, because not only is it like renewed, kind of focus in bodybuilding and in the gym and stuff for me, like I feel like very much, in the zone at the gym. But it carries over to other parts. Like, it makes me feel like I want to improve myself in different ways. And yeah, that's probably the best way to put it, is just like this crossover of energy from different facets of my life and being able to feed other things that I'm doing. So thankful for that. But yeah, I think that's probably the big update. It's just been a busy week with work. Excited to kind of get back to more of the content groove. Um, Renewed energy in other areas of life. So that's exciting. So thanks for the support. I think that's all. I won't chat your face off too much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. And we will see you next time. Take care.